We're going to be joined by an entirely different type of character, Mike Minogue, a legitimate war hero, West Point graduate, successful businessman who's looking to be the next governor of the Commonwealth. Good morning, Mike Minogue.
Good morning, Chris. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for joining us. So why would you, Mike Minogue, West Point graduate, businessman, family man, want to take on the problems of the Commonwealth as developed by the Democrats here? Why would you want to do that, Mike?
Chris, this is my home, and I built my Aviamed company here. It's where I give through my foundation to education and veterans and healthcare, and it's also my community. And so I think it's crazy that all of us have to watch the young people leave because they can't afford to start a life here, or the seniors that don't think they can retire here. And I want to help people like my grandparents and my parents. And I had the American dream of because what they did and how they sacrificed, and I want others to have it. So I'm willing to serve again. I'm going to be a public servant, not a politician. And the difference is a politician blames people and also wants us to hate each other. Right. I am a servant. So I want to solve problems. I want to work with people. And I want to bring back common sense and compassionate leadership. And that's why I'm running for governor.
We speak with Mike Minogue. He's seeking your vote to be the governor of the Commonwealth. Mike, talk about the recent scandals. It's like an ongoing scandal with EBT and SNAP benefits. Talk about that.
Well, I think we all know that there's massive waste, fraud, and excess in our $63 billion budget, the biggest budget ever by any governor in the history. We have $120 billion in debt that's growing around 4% interest, so that's almost $5 billion a year in interest. And on this last budget, she took an $8 billion bond. So she is bankrupting us because they are overtaxing, overspending, and overregulating. And on SNAP, she knows there's so much waste in there that she's refusing to give the identifications of the million people to the federal program. That's $3 billion that comes from the D.C. federal office, and she's jeopardizing it. And yes, we have fraud in there, but we have legitimate people in there who are disabled or seniors or on the poverty curve, and they need that support. And she's going to jeopardize it all because she's playing party politics. I think this is not a Democrat, Republican, or independent issue. This is an issue that our taxpayers demand accountability of the money that we spend. And if you notice, Diana DiZoglio, the state auditor, has now moved to phase 2 to challenge the attorney general so that we can have a decision from the Supreme Judicial Court on whether it's legal and it's constitutionally within the rights of the ballot question that we approved for her to audit the legislature. But I will not stop there. When I become governor on day one, I can audit everything. I will bring in a third-party independent group, and I will go through the budget. And just by doing that, we are going to shake out billions of dollars in waste and fraud. And I'll take those billions of dollars, I'll give a portion back to the towns and the cities that are being bankrupt by Beacon Hill that thinks they know better. And I'll take the other stuff and I'm going to push so that we can get a rebate check back to the citizens that will lower their taxes. And there is already one ballot that I'm going to be pushing for to lower the income tax from 5% to 4%. And that, on average, just that alone will give the average taxpayer $1,300 back in their pocket. Now, the governor went on the record on Sunday and said that if you keep the $1,300, it still won't help affordability. I'm not sure how you get that math. It's what I call more math, but more math leads to more taxes and more debt.
We're speaking Mike Minogue. He's looking to be the governor of the Commonwealth. He's a Republican. Talk about your role as a private citizen with helping Democrat DiZoglio to try to get the audit done that we all voted for. Talk about your role in that, Mike.
Sure. When I was a concerned citizen back in March, I met with the state auditor, and she had two problems. One was finding a lawyer and a law firm that had the courage to take on the AG in the state, because we all know there's a lot of corruption in the way these grants and monies are paid out, and no one wants to take on the political corrupt system. And so I was able to identify a lawyer who had great courage, George Bain. And the second was she had no funding because of her budget, which I said that I would provide that funding. So that's what we've done, and I'm excited that Diana now has moved on to phase 2, and I'm glad that George and I were able to assist as concerned citizens.
Mike, talk about your Catholic faith. I know your wife is a graduate of Notre Dame University. You have a charitable foundation. Talk about your Catholic faith and in terms of human dignity, the right of people to be, people and have dignity, and how that will be implemented in your administration, Mike.
Sure. So I am 100% committed to my faith. I think that's what drives me to help others. It also gives me humility. And if you really want joy and gratitude in life, you have to serve a purpose bigger than yourself. And God does not give us opportunity and talents to waste. And so after I sold Abiomed after 19 years as the CEO, I realized that there was another opportunity for me to serve again, and it's to be the governor of Massachusetts. And what that means is I don't necessarily want to be a politician, but I do want to serve. And so if I go in with being authentic and truthful and just focused on problem solving, not seeing people as political enemies, but seeing people as neighbors, that's how you are able to make improvements in the private sector, and that's how I'll be able to make decisions and also improve the lives of people in the Commonwealth.
Talk with Mike Minogue. He's running for governor. So, Mike, talk about you built Ambied here in the state of Massachusetts, medical device company, and now we get this news of all these companies leaving. What can you, as a businessman who's built a company in Massachusetts, do to improve the business climate?
Well, the first thing is we have to elect me as a new kind of governor. And believe it or not, I would be the first and only governor in the history of Massachusetts that's been a public company CEO. I'd be the first and only governor ever that actually put manufacturing products in the state, and I'd be the first West Pointer. So I think it's time for a new kind of governor. And the one thing is I actually understand the way entrepreneurs and businesses think, but I also know the frustration and the red tape in dealing with the government bureaucracy. The government does not create any jobs. I mean, you love when the politicians say they created jobs. They don't do anything. At best, they just level the playing field. And what that means is we have to streamline, get rid of the bureaucracy and red tape, the stretch codes and building. And what I'll do is I'll come at it as a business person. First thing is you have to retain our entrepreneurs and businesses. They are bailing. No one even calls them. It's massive. It's every day there's another announcement. The second thing is, as a governor, I will go out and I will sell. I have great contacts because I've been in the life sciences field for 30 years. I'll go after Defense Department. I'll help the fishing industry. I will go to D.C. and I will go to corporate America and I will offer land that the state owns to lease or sell it to start developing the best businesses. And the real opportunity here is we have $17 trillion of investment coming into America for manufacturing. We need to get our share of that. That's going to other places right now. And as a business person, if you go out and you recruit, that's how you grow the revenue. That's how we're going to reduce taxes and make Massachusetts, again, the best place to live, to work, and to raise a family.
We're talking with Mike Minogue. He's running for governor. You hear a lot of his ads here on the air. He's been here personally, made a lot of trips to the SouthCoast as well. Mike, what do you do about the cost of energy here in the Commonwealth that are crushing the regular people?
The cost of energy is the reason that our current administration can't solve the problems, because they're focused on ideology. I'm focused on innovation. If we had our own money to invest, we would invest in natural gas. It's there. It's in New York. It's in Pennsylvania. It is the cheapest, safest, best energy. America is blessed with natural gas. It's insane that we're not doing more of it. The second thing is nuclear energy has progressed. Modular nuclear energy, we could find areas of the state that want it, and we would bring that into here. And what some people may not know is we already get about 20% of our energy from the nuclear energy facility across the border in New Hampshire at Seabrook. So we need to invest in that. Instead, we have a governor that's campaigning on this, even though she's in office. If she really is for natural gas and nuclear energy, please show us your plan. What companies are you talking to? Where is it going to come from? When do we install it? Instead, she's doubling down on stupid. She is investing in Nova Scotia off of Canada in another wind farm that will take a decade to build and require 500 miles of underwater piping for a technology that is inefficient in the winter and today provides less than 6% of our energy. Our state has collected billions of dollars from people who are struggling to pay their energy bills. And they collect it, they throw it up into the bureaucratic crowd, and then they pay out hundreds of millions of dollars to rich people that have electric cars and want solar panels on their house. It makes no sense, and ideology is more expensive. And I'm going to be a CEO of the Commonwealth. I'm going to invest in innovation.
Speaking with Mike Minogue, seeking your vote to be governor of the Commonwealth. Mike, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the governor and the attorney general have spent untold millions, and they want more, to fight the federal government. What will your relationship be with the federal government?
A third of our budget comes from the federal government. So this year, her budget is $63 billion, and you got another about $30 billion that comes from the federal government. If we want our bridges, if we want SNAP, if we want all the health care matching, we need to work with the federal government. I will cooperate, and I will also sell. I will bring every dollar, every opportunity, every industry I can down in D.C. to the Commonwealth for the benefit of our citizens and our businesses. I will also cooperate and work with law enforcement at the local level and at the federal level to ensure the safety of our law enforcement and our citizens. And I will get rid of a sanctuary city or state compound that is recruiting more illegal immigrants into our state that are already here. It is estimated about 14 million illegal immigrants cross the southern border in the Biden administration. And there's no better place to go if you want to get free housing, health care, education, and cash cards. So we're going to get rid of the free everything. We'll no longer be a sanctuary state, and I will work for the benefit and safety of our citizens.
Mike, of course, this is your first time running for office. I know that when Jimmy DeMello, a businessman here in the greater New Bedford area, met you, he told me, we haven't seen a guy like you ever before. Same opinion of Sheriff Tom Hodgson. They both are supporting you. How do people get involved in your campaign? You need delegates. How do people do that for you, Mike?
Chris, we're doing great right now. I'm out on the road every night. I'm the most active candidate at the RTCs. We're hitting multiple ones each day, and we're dominating. And so we're having a great time. And what I'd love is for more people to sign up to be volunteers and or delegates. Go to our website at Minogue4MA.com. So it's MINOGUE 4FORMA.com. And we're having a great time. I'm inspired by the people I meet. I have people coming. Obviously, the Republicans have been standing on the wall and trying to defend. And what I'm doing is I'm rebuilding and investing in the party. And I'm building a new coalition that wants to save the state. But we're also going out and reaching to our neighbors, because this is not a blue or red state. This is an independent state. Right. And we're going to the independents and the Democrats that are fiscally responsible, that voted for the audit, and they want their kids to be able to live here. So we're having great momentum, and I want everyone to come join the winning team. And if you're willing to do $5 or the max of $1,000, I'm matching every donation. I'm very proud that in the governor's first month of announcement, we outraised her in January, and I now have more cash on hand than the incumbent Democrat governor, which never happens.
Mike, before I let you go, you put together a great campaign team. What are your theories on hiring people? Because really the governor doesn't do much more than just hiring people and setting policy. How do you determine who's going to be in your administration?
Chris, I'm going to hire A players. I'm going to hire great players. You know, I've learned in going from the private sector to the public or to this political establishment is when you win here, your competition whines. So we're winning, they're whining, and we're going to get the best people. And I'm very grateful for all those folks that have volunteered that have not really been in the political world, but they're volunteering. And I think if we want to save the Commonwealth, we need the people that are leaders in the private market to come in and be public servants and replace the incompetent politicians.
Thanks, Mike. I know you got to go. I really appreciate you making time for us this morning. Can't wait to see you again, my friend. Good luck.
Thanks, Chris. Take care.
All right, guys. So that's Mike Minogue running for governor here in the Commonwealth, and he's the real deal. I've never seen somebody like this before running for governor, this accomplished. Jimmy DeMello said that to me before I met Mike. So did the sheriff, Tom Hodgson, said to me, you're going to be really impressed by this guy when you meet him. Then they listed off, right? West Point graduate, earned the Bronze Star in the first Persian Gulf War, graduate of Ranger School, airborne. And then he went to the private sector, beautiful wife, educated wife, has a bunch of kids, made billions of dollars, saving people's lives with medical devices. Really an incredible guy.